Hey gorgeous souls, it's Vix. Welcome back to my kitchen and my channel for your July tarot and oracle card reading. As usual, we will be going through the different elements of the signs. If you're unsure what that means, all of the information is down below. You can watch your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign if you know your big three. You can watch whatever element you're feeling drawn to today. Or you can do what I know some of you do, and you can watch the whole video and take what resonates and leave the rest. I always find that there is something for me in all of the elements because, of course, we have all of the elements within our chart. We have all of the elements within ourselves. Sometimes we're in different elements. Like right now we're in Cancer season, so it's very watery. You might be drawn to that even if you're not a water sign. You do you, use this video however you would like to. So just a couple of things that are happening before we begin. If you haven't got the memo about the Your First Tarot deck, we've got the box, it's so exciting, and the tarot card companion book. These are coming out at the end of July in some places and the beginning of August in other places. If you pre-order both of these beautiful goodies, I will send you, all you need to do is send me a screenshot of your order and I will send you a free course on how to read tarot. So yay, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this to be out in the world very soon. Yes, yay. So other things that are happening, if you would like a reading with me this month, I do have some space available. We can do a soul reading. Basically a soul reading is like whatever you need it to be. So we can look at your Akashic records, we can look at your past lives, we can look at this life, we can look at your life purpose, we can meet your spirit guides, whatever it is that you feel that you need, we can do it together via Zoom, via email, via an MP3 recording or a video recording. So if you can't make it to a session one-on-one, you can send me all of your questions through. We'll have a chat over email and I'll make you a video like this, just tuning into you and your energy. Those also can sometimes contain some energy healing. I often find myself going in and moving things around in your aura and making it all shiny and beautiful. So if you are thinking it's time for a reading, deets are below on how we can make that happen. The other very exciting thing that's happening, there's so many exciting things that are happening. The other exciting thing is that in Light Club, we're going to be starting something new for the next 7 months in Light Club. We're going to be working through the spiritual rays. Now, if you've been on the spiritual path for a while, you probably will have heard of the spiritual rays, they're often just known as the rays. You may have heard of them, you may have studied them, you may have tried to study them, which is kind of my story with the rays. Like I have tried so many times to figure out what the rays are all about. I kind of got there now, but I feel like, I'm still getting there. It's one of those concepts. It's like tarot. It's something you'll probably be learning more and more about like your whole life. But my mission with these next few months in Light Club, we're really going to break it down. We're going to make it so accessible. We're going to make it make sense. And it's going to be lots and lots of fun. So essentially the rays, for those of you who don't know, they are like spiritual energy frequencies, and we can tap into them for the different things that we need in our lives. We're also, most of us, it's said that we're kind of incarnated into one of the rays or on one of the rays specifically. So we have one that we're kind of born with, or one or two that we're kind of born with, and we work with those quite heavily. And then of course the rest of them can help make us fully rounded, which is what we want, which is absolutely what we want. Okay, so let's begin our reading. If you want to join Light Club, all the dates are below. You can always send me any questions, send me an email with any questions as well. Okay, let's get stuck into the reading. So this month we're going to be using the Your First Tarot, of course. You'll be seeing this a lot on my channel, and we're going to work with the Angels Among Us Oracle. This is the Oracle deck that I created with Ellie Grant and Rockpool, and it is super fun to work with. Before we pull any cards, however, I'm just going to get my deck ready here, my decks. Before we pull any cards, we're just going to take a moment to kind of tune in and set some intentions. So if you're somewhere where you can close your eyes, I invite you to do that. If you're not, please don't. Keep yourself safe. But let's just take a big, deep inhale together. Inhale and exhale. And just take a moment here to drop into your own heart and to set an intention for why you are here, what it is that you hope to receive from this reading today. So it may be a specific question that you have. It may be just an area of your life that you need some support and guidance in. And just let that anchor into your heart center. Let's take another deep inhale and exhale. And I'd like to set the intention, as always, that everything that comes through in this reading is in alignment with your best and highest good. And so it is. Amen. Sat Nam. Deep inhale and exhale. Okay. Let's begin with the water signs, because we are in a watery Cancer. So let's start with our watery friends, okay? Which is me too, by the way. All right, we have our Oracle card. Sometimes I think I should shuffle these beforehand, but shuffling them, okay, we've got one that flew out. And because it is such a watery card, I'm going to assume that's the one that, I'm going to assume that's the right one. Okay, I love this combo for us. I love this combo for us. Okay, where to begin? Should we start with the tarot? Yeah, let's start with the tarot because that flew right out. The Knight of Cups is our card for this month, and the key words here are heart-led, loving, romantic, and kind. So how beautiful is that, water signs? That's so beautiful. And I'm going to show you the Oracle card. We're going to get straight into both of these together. Archangel Jophiel, joy, radiance, and inspiration. I'm in love with this combo. This feels so, it feels so light. It feels so joyous. It feels so heart-centered, and it feels really beautiful. And it feels to me like many of the water signs or people who are resonating with water energy at the moment, that this next month, there's potential here for you to really thrive, for you to really like find yourself, find your path, walk that path and feel really good about it. Now, how do you do that? First of all, you need to be kind to yourself, you need to love yourself, and you need to see your own light. Now, this is all very like cliche spiritual advice, right? It's all very cliche. This is nothing that you haven't already heard before. But I'm feeling for you that there is an opportunity, or for us, that there's an opportunity this month to level it up. And we cannot level up our energy. We cannot level up our experience. We cannot have a higher spiritual, romantic, relationship, prosperity experience if we don't start with ourselves and how we talk to ourselves and how we treat ourselves. That is absolutely the key. And I say this all the time. I'm always saying phrases like self-love is the key, because whatever you're trying to do, if you're trying to manifest something, if you're trying to make something happen in your life, if you're trying to attract something to you, all of that will be much more likely to happen if you actually love yourself. Because when you love yourself, you move through the world in a different way. You speak to people in a different way. You respond to people in a different way when you love yourself. And when that happens, you're completely shifting your frequency. And it's not, I think we're still, as much as we have talked about this, I feel like there's still this idea, this belief that like self-love is an ego thing, and that self-love is like, I'm better than everybody else. And it is absolutely not that. Most of us, especially most of us water signs, those resonating with water, those on the spiritual path who come watch my videos, most of us are so far on the opposite end of the spectrum of like just not giving ourselves enough credit, not loving ourselves enough, not giving ourselves a break, all of that stuff. We're so far on that end of the spectrum that we could really use like a massive dose of self-love just to get us into the middle, because that's where we want to sit, right? Like we want to sit in the middle of that spectrum. We don't want to go into, you know, what we've got on this spectrum is like ego's over here, like negative ego is over here. I'm better than everybody else. I deserve more than you know, all of that kind of stuff. And then on this end, we've got, I'm a complete loser. I'm never going to do anything with my life, right? And we want to sit in the middle of that spectrum. And we want to sit in the middle, and we want to just be in this place of like harmony, of self-love. It's like, yes, we love ourselves, but we're not in ego. Yes, we are humble, but we're not feeling unworthy. Like it's just this beautiful space that we can aim for, where we're filling up our own cup. We are looking after ourselves. We're being very, very kind to ourselves, but we're not being so kind to ourselves that we are doing ourselves a disservice, right? Because sometimes this can happen in spiritual community too. I've done it, I've seen people do it. We can be so soft with ourselves and so kind with ourselves that we end up like just not doing anything. You know, like, oh, I'm a bit tired, I'm not going to do anything today, I'm just going to do self-love and sit on the couch. And sometimes that's exactly what we need to do. But if you find that you're doing that a lot, it could be turning into self-sabotage. So there's a fine line there to kind of dance with and find where that is for yourself. Where is self-love and where is self-sabotage? But I do feel very strongly for most people who are here listening to this, this is about getting into the center. This is about relaxing, moving away from the self-blame, the ways in which we're unkind to ourselves. And when we get into that beautiful middle space, we're filling our own cup, we're doing all of these things that support us. Your cup is full, you're supported, you're loving yourself, and it's so much easier from that place to love and support others, to make a positive difference in the world, to shine your light, to be this radiant, joyful being that you truly, truly are on a soul level. So this is your homework. And so, okay, so how do you do that? For those of you who are watching this, some of you will be like, yeah, okay, I know exactly what I need to do. I just need to like, you know, ditch some of the negative self-talk or whatever. But for those of you that are like, I don't even know how to, I don't even know how to get that voice in my head to just stop. There's a lot of things that you can do. I'll give you a couple of ideas. Mantra is fantastic. Having a mantra that you chant every day for like 11 minutes is a beautiful number. 3 minutes, chant in the car on the way to work, like, you know, whenever you can fit that in. Chanting a mantra, especially a mantra that's about love, that's about raising your vibration, which most of them are anyway, that can be a really, really beautiful way to shift your energy and start to change the way that you're kind of thinking about things, thinking about yourself. And then when you find yourself, if you choose a mantra that's something that you can remember, like something really simple, then when you start to have negative thoughts, you can recite the mantra in your mind. You can just say those words of that mantra in your mind. And it doesn't have to be like a Kundalini yoga mantra, which is my go-to. It could actually be like a pop song, or rock or indie or whatever your genre is, emo, like, you know, whatever. Find a song that just speaks to you, and that every time you hear that song, you feel uplifted, you feel in your power, you feel radiant, you feel joyful. And then whenever you find yourself going into that place of like, God, I'm like not good enough, I can't do this, I'm useless, whatever, recite those song lyrics in your mind and just get a loop of those song lyrics and just see how your energy changes and shifts. Other things you can do, music, just listening to pop songs and songs that you love, making yourself a playlist, that's fantastic as well. We're on the topic of music. Affirmations are fantastic as well, and I've gone through so many phases with affirmations where I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so dorky, they're so pointless, and then I decide to pick them up and use them again for a little while, and they always work. They always work. Just a simple affirmation of like, I love myself, I'm kind to myself, I am good enough, like whatever it is that's going to help you to, I am a radiant being of light, I am a radiant being of light, I am a radiant being of light. That's coming through really clearly. So whatever it is for you, like whatever your mantra is, your affirmation, that can really help and support you this month to be this shiny, beautiful being of light that you are. And all these things I'm sharing with you to like raise your vibe and be kinder to yourself and get in that middle point with your self-love and all of that stuff, you're not that far away from it. Like, I don't feel like this is a message for you of like, oh my gosh, you really need to sort this out. You know, it's, your guides are kind of like, hey, this would be cool. This would help just raise the vibe a little bit. This would help you to be able to do all the things that you're here to do. We talk so much about what's my purpose? What am I here to do? What am I supposed to be doing with my life? Like that's a huge thing that we talk about all the time in spirituality. And fair enough, like that's the, you know, that's a big thing that we're all trying to figure out. And what is really important is that you are in a place where you believe that you can live your purpose. If you're so far on that end of that spectrum where you're like, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I dislike myself, I'm horrible, I'm rubbish, whatever the things are that are going through your head. If you're so far on that end of the spectrum, it's going to be near impossible for you to live your purpose and fulfill your dreams because you just don't believe in yourself. But if you can get in that middle place, guess what? Guess what happens when you get in the middle place? You have the confidence and courage to go for your dreams, and you know if things don't work out, it's okay. You'll find something else. You'll find a different way. You'll get there eventually. It's all going to be okay. Like you have the ability to handle the setbacks and the knockbacks. This is not about perfection. It's not about like, you know, you're never allowed to have a bad day or have a thought where you're like, I don't know that I can do this. That's all normal. That's all human. But what you want is to be feeling like when those thoughts come in, this is how it is for me these days. Those thoughts still come in and they're like, no one's going to like this book. No one's going to like this thing. This thing isn't going to sell, whatever. And then there's this other louder, bigger voice that says, let's do it anyway. Let's try it anyway. Let's try it out. Let's put it out there and see what happens. Because maybe something great will happen. And if it doesn't, we'll try something else. But maybe something really good will happen with this. Okay, water signs, I hope that this served and supported you in beautiful ways. If you would like to work with me this month, you absolutely can do that by checking out all of the links below. And please comment as well and let me know if this resonated. I'm sending you so much love and I'll see you next time. Okay, fire signs, let's see what is in the cards for you this month. Okay, we have our oracle card here. Okay, fire signs, fire signs, fire signs. Okay, ooh, okay, all right. So, fire signs, we have the Eight of Swords. Now, on this card, the keywords here are trapped, powerless, and uncertain. Now, that can sound a little bit like Great, thanks, Vix. But I feel like there's just a little bit of an energy here of like potentially being too grounded, being, this is interesting for fire signs too, being too grounded, being unready or unwilling to make change, take a step forward, make a change in your life. So Goddess Gaia is your oracle card. Goddess Gaia is the provider, Mother Nature, the elements. So there's some potential things going on for you here around balancing your elements, getting your chakras balanced, just balancing your energy, whatever that means for you. But there is this feeling of like too much grounding or just like a little bit being stuck. And this isn't like a bad thing. This is just what happens sometimes on the path of life, right? Like sometimes things are go, 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 and we're moving forward and like things are happening and that all seems great and it's like going somewhere. And at other times it just kind of feels like, where am I going? Or what am I supposed to be like? What am I supposed to be doing? I also feel like if you didn't listen to the water sign message, there may be some stuff in there for you around not believing in your ability to do something, to get out of your situation. The water sign message was more about self-love and believing in yourself, but this feels similar in a way. So go listen to that if you're feeling called. But this feels like not being able to get out of a situation, not being able to end a situation, not being able to say goodbye and let go. And this could be like so many different things. Whenever we do these collective readings, it's like this could be so many things. This could be holding on to an old relationship, staying in a job that is like no longer in alignment with you, but you're like, well, what else do I do? Where else do I go? The relationship, you know, staying in a relationship that you just know has run its course, but you're like, I'm just kind of waiting for the right moment to get out of this now. Or it could just be like an energetic feeling of like, I want things to be different, but I'm not sure how to like really make that change, make that happen. I'm going to pull another card because I feel like there's more. I feel like there's more for us around this. Okay, so this is going to end up being a big message, I think. Okay, so we have here the 10 of Pentacles, community, legacy, wealth, and inheritance. So there's sort of this feeling of like, you know that you're here to do something bigger or something better or something. I kind of don't like using those words of like, I'm here to do something really big, because then it kind of makes it sound like, you know, other people are living a small life if they're not doing what you're doing or whatever. And it's absolutely not that, you know, but it's like, I'm here for more. Like I'm here to do more than what I'm doing, whether that is more service work, or whether that is more spiritual work, or creative work, or whatever it is that you're feeling it is right now. There is this feeling of like, you're here to do more and you're passionate about something and you really want to take a leap or even just a small tiny step in a direction of something that you're really passionate about, something that you really believe in, but you feel like you can't, you feel like you're not ready, you feel like the stars haven't aligned. And you know, the message coming through is kind of interesting, because the message isn't like, you should just get out and do it. For some of you, maybe this is the nudge that you needed of like, look, there's something more calling you, let it call you, move towards it, go and see what it's about, get onto that. But for some of you, it's like, this is more of an invitation to just consider what this is, consider what the calling is. I keep hearing the phrase, the calling, or a calling. Something is calling you, something is calling you. And it can be a new job. It could be just a different way of living. It could be absolutely anything. Like, it's sometimes, like I said, sometimes it's difficult to do these readings because it's like your calling could be anything. Write a book, study something different, move house, get a pet, like rescue an animal. Like, there's so many things it could be, but something is calling you. And what your guides are asking you to do is to listen to your intuition, to trust your intuition, to follow your intuition. And when you get the guidance to go, that's what I'm hearing really clear. When you get the guidance, you go. And you may have already had that guidance. You may have already had a message that feels like it's time for me to move on. It's time for me to move forward. It's time for me to make a change. And that time is now. Some of you, I think, have already had that calling, that message. Some of you are in the space between where you're like waiting for the green light to go. It feels very exciting and very powerful. I'm getting goosebumps. It feels very, very cool, very, very exciting. Some big shifts for a lot of you, some really, really big shifts into your purpose work. I just wanted to say, like, what, in case you're not sure, like in case you're like, Vix, I don't know what that feels like. Like, I don't know how to know if I'm being called or if I've got the message, like, how will I know when I get the green light? And my answer to that is, like, you will just know. Like, you will just know when it's the right time. Don't question it. Don't get into like doubt about it. Just go, okay, I think now is the time for me to make that change. But in my experience, sometimes we wait for this like really loud, booming voice of like, Vix, you must do this thing, you know, like this God voice coming out of the clouds to tell you what to do, like how to live your life, and, you know, the exact steps or formula to make everything great. Usually it's not like that. Usually it's like you hear something on a video like this and you're like, ooh, you know, like there's that feeling of like, ooh, I think that's for me. I think that's my message. Or you get a little goosebumpy and you go, ooh, okay, this is something here. I always find that my guidance is actually really subtle. Like, it's very, very subtle. It's just like a subtle feeling of like, oh, I think that's the way forward. And I don't really have like, you know, anything to back it up apart from like pulling some cards and a little meditation and like thinking on it for a little bit, if I need to. But it can be very subtle, and it can just be like the tiniest, littlest, subtlest nudge. And if you're paying attention, you'll feel it. And one way that you can really start to be able to pay attention is to make sure that you're meditating every day or doing something every day that is like just tuning in. A meditation is a great way to tune in, because you just sit in silence and stillness and you just tune in to yourself, your heart, your mind, your thoughts, you know, like, wow, okay, I'm thinking about a lot of things here. But you're just kind of giving yourself like that time and that opportunity to just be open to the messages. And the more you do that, the more open you become, the more intuitive you become. Practice pulling cards, get a reading with me. That's always an option too. There's lots and lots of ways in. But don't wait for the big booming voice in the clouds. I mean, that, you know, sometimes that can happen, sure, but most of the time it's a subtle feeling or knowing of like, okay, now's the time to make that change. Whew, okay, so fire signs, you've got kind of a big message this month. There's no pressure. Okay, there's no pressure to like be living your dream life and your purpose by the end of this month. That's not the message here at all. But it's like something is calling you. Listen, that's the That's what's coming through. That's what's coming through. Something is calling you. Listen. Just wanted to say about Goddess Gaia here as well. She will send you signs. I'm feeling like she will send you signs, plants, flowers, animals, all that kind of stuff. Like anything in the natural world that's like butterflies, you know, all of these things that you see. Take everything in nature as a sign. Okay, beautiful fire signs. I really hope this helps and supports you this month. If you'd like to work together, you know where to find all of the deeds. I'm sending you so much love and wishing you an amazing month ahead. Okay, earth signs. Let's see what's in the cards for you. Okay. I'm going to keep shuffling because the card that fell out was actually the card that we just had for the previous reading. So I'm just going to give that a little bit of a shake here. Okay. All right. So earth signs. We have some really beautiful cards, actually. All right, there's definitely like a theme going through the reading this month, and I think that's probably what happens every month. Okay, first of all, Archangel Zadkiel, transmutation, violet flame, and mercy. So first of all, let's talk about this before we talk about the tarot card, because I feel like the tarot card is like where we'll go once we have this figured out. Cleansing, clearing your energy is so important. It's so important to clear your energy. I don't feel like you necessarily have anything, you know, like huge that needs to be cleared. Like there's nothing to be scared of or nothing to be worried about, but it's like when you, you know, you spend time with somebody who maybe doesn't have like great personal hygiene and like you're kind of like, oh, you want to tell them like, oh, maybe like you should have a shower or like, you know, try new deodorant or something. But you know, it can be difficult to like have those conversations with people, right? But like energetically, this is a conversation I'm having with you right now. Energetically, it's like, babe, I think you should try new deodorant. That's the message. And it's like what you're doing, maybe it's been working up to now and that's really cool. But sometimes with like deodorant, sometimes what happens is your body just kind of gets used to it, right? And so it stops like working so well. And that kind of feels like what's happening for you right now, like whatever you're doing with your energy clearing, your space clearing. It's not that it doesn't work. It's not that it hasn't worked. It's just that it's time for an up level. It's time for an upgrade. It's time for a spring clean. I know it's not spring anywhere in the world right now, but it's time for a clean. It's time for a cleanse. And I'm feeling very much, I don't have like a lot of earth in my chart, but I'm feeling, I'm being shown things that I need to sort out, things that I need to clean and clear. And hopefully you are too. Like, hopefully this is ringing a bell for you of like, yeah, I got to sort out the garage, or yeah, I've got to sort out the office, or whatever it is for you. It's so cliche, and I feel like somebody gets this message every single month that we do these readings. Somebody, some sign gets, some element gets the message that you need to clear your space, you need to clear yourself. Now, there's so many different ways to do that. You've got the violet flame here with Archangel Zadkiel. So one thing you can do is you can just ask Archangel Zadkiel to come in and bring the violet flame, and you can visualize this violet flame. It's like a light made out of violet light, and you can just visualize that sweeping through your aura, sweeping through your body. I kind of like to see it like dancing over my skin, like through my skin. I know that's kind of weird, but that's a visualization that I really like. You just see it cleansing and clearing you. And you can close your eyes now if you're somewhere where you can do that, because I'm just feeling like we're being taken there to just see this violet flame just clearing and cleansing your aura. Like right now, I'm feeling like it's happening right now. And I said at the beginning, hey, sometimes when I do readings, we start doing some energy healing work, and that's what's happening for us right now. If you're open to it, if you're not open to it, you just say no thanks, and you know, it will pass you by. If you're open to having this experience with the violet flame right now, breathe it in, take a deep inhale, visualize this violet flame all around you. I'm seeing like old junk, old energetic junk just like falling out of your aura, like just falling away, releasing old stuff. It looks like old pots and pans, old like metal junk, like it's just releasing, it's just falling away, it's transmuting into light. And you're clear, and you're clear, and you're clear. And now I'm seeing a rainbow light coming into your crown chakra. And just take a moment here to just visualize this rainbow light coming into the crown chakra and moving down the crown and moving down the chakra system. So coming into the crown, into the third eye, moving down into the throat, this rainbow light. If you can't visualize it, just know that it's happening. Down into the higher heart, into the heart, into what I like to call the secret heart chamber, like underneath the heart there, down into the solar plexus, down into the sacral chakra, down into the root chakra, down into the legs, into the feet, into the earth beneath you. And take a deep inhale and exhale. And how do you feel? You can you can write a comment and let me know how you feel after that. But that felt beautiful to me. I loved that. So thank you, Archangel Zadkiel, for bringing that light in, bringing that violet flame. And then we had the rainbow energy as well coming in. That feels like it's completely shifted something for you. And this whole reading was going to be like, oh, you need to clean and clear everything in your life. Well, maybe you don't. Maybe you just needed to do that for like 2 minutes. Maybe you could do that every day, like visualize the violet flame and then the rainbow light coming down. If you did that every day, I'd be really interested to know how it works for you. I might add it into my practices as well. Now, that doesn't mean that if you have some space in your house that could also use some clearing, please clear your spaces. That's like, I feel like my guides are like, ding, ding, ding. Like that's for me too, because I've got, and this happens like when you're busy, right? When you're busy, just stuff just gets put down and then you got to go and like clean and clear it. I'm going to make some time to do that. I will, I promise. And if there's something that you need to do, go ahead and do that too. Okay, so your tarot card is the Queen of Wands, passionate, inspirational, and warm. So now that we've cleared some of that junk out of your aura for you, now you can step into your Queen of Wands energy. Now, what does the Queen of Wands do? She acts. She takes action on her dreams. She takes steps towards her goals. This is the phrase that's coming through for you. Taking steps towards your goals. Taking steps towards your goals. What is it that you want to achieve? What is it that you want to create? What experience do you want to have in the world? Now, a goal can be like, you know, I have all these goals, like I want to write this book by this day. I want to have this book published by this time. You know, got all of these kinds of like very like concrete kind of logical goals. But a goal doesn't have to be like that. A goal can be like, it can be something like, I just want to love myself more. Whatever your goal is, write it down. And then what you got to do with your goals is you write it down and then you go, okay, how am I going to get to there? How will I know when I'm there? If your goal is something like, I want to love myself more, this is coming up from the water sign message. If that's ringing some bells for you, go and watch the water message. What do I need to do to make that happen? And then, you know, you set your smaller goals and you go, well, I'm going to do my affirmations and I'm going to stop like talking shit about myself, or like, you know, I'm going to try at least, you know, like all these, you know, these different things. And then it's like, well, how will you know when you get to a place where you love yourself more? Like, what will that look like? And then you can decide for yourself, like, well, I will be, you know, like just feeling better, and I won't be constantly down on myself, and I will have gone from, you know, saying like 8 unkind things about myself a day to 0 or like 1, you know, like then it's like, cool, you reached your goal. Now what do you want to do next? Goals, reaching your goals. This is like coming through so clearly. And it is these things like, I want to love myself more. I want to have a deeper experience of the divine. I want to, like, you know, all these like whimsical, magical goals. Absolutely set those, but also please set some goals for what you want to achieve in the material, physical world. Because it's only when you have those goals that, it's not only when you have them, you can still reach goals even if you didn't set goals, because, you know, sometimes you just get taken off on a course of like, okay, this is where I'm going now. But if you really want something, if you really want to achieve something, you really want to create something, you really want to make something happen in the physical world, setting a goal will help you get there. Trust me. As somebody who has created a successful spiritual business, who has authored like, I don't even know how many books at this point, got another book on deck coming out this month, next month, that's how you make it happen. It doesn't just happen by magic. And sometimes there's magical moments, right? Like there's magical moments when a publisher has approached me and said, hey, we'd love you to work with us. We'd love you to write a book with us. That's a beautiful magical moment. But then they say, right, we want it written by this day. And then you have to figure out how you're going to get that done. Because if you just leave it up to the universe to like, oh, I'm sure I'll get it done when the time, you know, when the time is right, then you can end up being one of those authors who never gets your manuscript in time, and you're just stressed and it doesn't even happen, and like you got to give back your advance, and you know, all of these things that you do not want to experience. So set your goals, figure out how you're going to reach them, and then go for it, because you can absolutely do this. You have absolutely got this. Otherwise, your guides wouldn't be hassling you to set those goals and make it happen. Okay. I really hope that this resonated. I really hope resonated with me, and you know, I'm not even an earth sign, so hopefully it resonated with you. I'd love to know in the comments if it did. Please let me know. If you want to work with me this month, energy healing, soul reading, join the community. All the links are below how you can do that. And I'm just so grateful you're here, and sending you lots and lots of love. Okay, air signs, it's you and me. All right, air signs, let's have a look at what is in the cards for us this July. And of course, these are not like predictive readings. We don't do that here. This is like what can serve you and support you on your journey, what you most need to know to have the most amazing month ever. Okay. And you know what? I'm loving this. As an air sign, I'm just so grateful to see these cards. I'm here for it. Okay. Especially after that little preamble of like, this is just some things that will like help you have the best month ever. And I was like, oh God, like, am I going a bit far with this? No, I'm not. Okay. Our tarot card is the Eight of Wands. Alignment, swift action, and movement. Thank God. We're seeing that. We're seeing movement. We're seeing change. We're seeing things moving. Manifestations are manifesting. Goals are achieving. Things are in alignment much more than they have felt. I actually pulled for myself this morning. I pulled the Five of Wands, which is the one where all the wands are like this, and I was like, yeah, I know. So I'm really excited to see that this is the energy for us for July. Is like more alignment, more movement, things just aligning again. I don't know about you, but I definitely feel like I've been in a bit of an energy lately where things haven't felt aligned. Like, not just not really even energetically, it just kind of feels like things have just felt a little bit like, oh, so this is cool. Okay, and then our oracle card. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. Our oracle card is Goddess Lakshmi, prosperity, beauty, and fortune. Yes, 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 yes. We are all here for this. All of the air signs are so here for this. Now, what I'm hearing about the tarot card is, I'm hearing the phrase, this is your natural state. This is your natural state. This is like an air sign natural state situation here where things are in alignment, things are moving, things are swiftly happening. This is like just an air sign's dream situation of just like, yes, we're just flying through the wind and it's like all aligning and it all feels like beautiful. It feels like a shift in energy. It feels like a change in energy. It feels like for any of you who've been feeling a little like, oh, like I have, this is breaking free from that. This is just things moving forward, things happening, things feeling good again. Now, there's also a message coming through of like, we also need to be the co-creators of this and this, of these two things. Like the message I'm getting here is like, when this is happening, when things are in flow, when things are in alignment, when things are moving, the prosperity happens, the prosperity comes. Now, prosperity is not just cash money. Prosperity is an energy, it's a frequency, it's like you're feeling prosperous, you're feeling abundant, no matter how much money is in your bank account, right? It's not like you're suddenly gonna just win $1 million, although you may. Let's stay open to that possibility. But it may just feel like you just feel like $1 million, you know, you just feel good. When you feel good, that's, you know, that's it, right? Like that's all we really want to ever do is just like feel good. And sometimes, you know, material prosperity can help with that. Of course it can. But the idea is like, let's feel good. Let's feel abundant. Let's feel prosperous. So we have more to share with others. That's the goal, right? That's the aim. Now, a lot of the time, when we talk about prosperity, we talk about cash money, we talk about having more for ourselves, and that is absolutely sometimes the energy that we need, right? Like we just need to call it in for ourselves because we don't have what we need. But ultimately what I've found in my life is that prosperity is something that, like, when you are in the prosperity frequency and you feel good and you feel like you've got plenty and you feel aligned, then you find that, like, what you want to do with your energy, your time, your money, whatever way prosperity is manifesting in your life, you want to do something really cool and really good and really useful with that. So if you have time, you want to create something that's going to bring blessings to the world, right? Or you want to go and volunteer, or you want to go and help someone, or you want to start a business, or you want to, you know, whatever your thing is. If you have money, you may want to you know, buy a friend a gift, or you may want to, like, have a party and, like, invite some people over for dinner, or you may want to give some to charity, or, like, you know, this is like 101 kind of stuff. It's pretty straightforward, but that's what I think is missing from a lot of conversations that we're having in New Age spirituality and Wicca, witchcraft, like all these places that I hang out in. We talk so much about prosperity and money in the sense of just, I just want more for myself. And that's not, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like, I don't want to say you shouldn't have more, you shouldn't have, you know, like, I don't want to put that out there. Like, I think we should all be wealthy and blessed in all ways. That is, like, you know, manifesting that for all of us. Like, thank you, yes. But it's like, what are you going to do with it once you have it? Because we also live in this world where what we're seeing at the moment playing out on the earth plane is we're seeing all of these people who have huge amounts of wealth in cash money, who are not in alignment with love or their life purpose or peace, or like, you know, doing something that really helps a collective, right? Or helps others, makes a positive difference in the world. There's this energy, this frequency on the planet where people are just hoarding wealth, and that is not prosperity. That is not prosperity at all, to hoard wealth. That's not that ain't it, at least in my humble opinion. That's not it. So when you have time, when you have energy, when you have resources, you use what you need to use for yourself first. You always fill your own cup first, right? Like you always put your own oxygen mask on first. And then when you have something to give, then you give. You know, when you have something to share, then you share. When you have something to create, then you create. Like that's the blessing of prosperity, is that it's a flow, and that it's, you know, we get what we need, and so we give to others, you know, and then it keeps coming back and keeps going around. There was something else I was going to say on that, and it's like fallen out of my brain, so perhaps it wasn't incredibly important. I guess, you know, one thing to say as well on that is that it is this you do need to make sure you have enough. And one thing that I see a lot, and I've experienced for myself too, is spiritual, empathetic people who are very heart-centered, who will not do that, right? Like, you're heart-centered and you're spiritual and you're a beautiful soul, and then, you know, some money comes into your life or whatever, and it's like, okay, I'm going to buy presents for everyone, you know, or like, oh, I've got a bit of spare energy. I'm going to go and like meet up with a friend that I know really needs something from me right now. And, you know, you can absolutely do that at times, but there's too many of us, I think, who are getting a little bit too depleted. And when prosperity comes to us, we just, it's gone, you know, like it just goes somewhere. We don't even maybe know where it goes, but it's just like the energy that we briefly had is now gone, or the money that we briefly had is now gone, or the time, we thought we had this time to like create something or do something, and then it's like, oh, we ended up using that time to like do something else, to give it away to somebody else. And a lot of us are givers, we're overgivers, we're oversharers. I am familiar with that concept, and it's something that I'm working on. So I feel like definitely all these messages are for me too. It's not about, like I said, it's not about like hoarding the wealth, but it's about making sure that you have enough so that you can, you have enough resources so that you can be helpful to the world. Not living in a state of like exhaustion. You don't have time, you don't have energy, you don't have money, you don't have your own resources, but you're still trying to like save the world and help everybody else. You've got to make sure that your needs are met first. And that's why you got to be aligned, lit up and aligned in however, you know, whatever that is for you. Like, how do you get lit up and aligned? How do you align your energy? How do you align yourself? For me, it's like daily energy work, daily spiritual practice. I keep getting shown that I need to tidy my house. But what is it? Like, how do you get in alignment? Because the message here, I've talked for ages, but the main message here is like, if you get in alignment, prosperity will come. All the things you need will come. All you need to really focus on is like getting in alignment with yourself, with your soul, with the goddess, the gods, whatever, you know, whatever, with the earth, whatever that is, you know, whatever that looks like for you. But it's like you getting in alignment, that's going to solve some of your problems. Okay, gorgeous soul. I really hope this resonated. I loved that reading. Thank you. It was definitely for me too. It was such a good message. I hope it was useful for you too. If you want to work together this month, you know where to find me. All the deets are below. And yeah, I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you next time.